y'all, my name is Kiari. I go by 90K, aka on Instagram and TikTok. Both of my pages are public, so you can go check me out if you want to. This page will be dedicated towards fiber art, tutorials with a twist, plus more. Really crochet for the soul, that's what I call it. And I'm gonna teach you guys some of the stuff that I taught myself, some of the stuff that I learned from the research that I did, and just the basics, the essentials. It's, like I said, gonna be more towards fiber art, so you really won't see me on camera. I just want to put a lovely face behind the voice that you guys will be hearing so much, and you'll be seeing my hands a lot. So with that being said, I know you guys are all wondering, what are we going to be making today? We're going to be making scrunchies today. Yep, you heard it first, scrunchies. We're going to be making scrunchies, and it's going to take, what, a few steps. It's not that many steps. It's super easy, and it's super fun to make, and I've made over 20. That's how much I love them. Like, comment, and please subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. And like I said, today we are going to be making a scrunchie. These are the 4 essential items you'll be needing. Those are the 4 essential items you'll be needing. The 4 essential items, you will be needing a crochet hook. Today I'm going to be using a G hook. I am going to be using some scissors today. A scrunchie. I only have one because I'm going to be only making one scrunchie for you guys. And I have some pre-cut yarn. Now, you can use brand new yarn. I just have pre-cut yarn because I already know, kind of how long the yarn needs to be. I've made over 20, and I love making them. So yeah, you can use brand new yarn. I just have some pre-cut yarn because we're not going to be doing extra. We're just going to keep it short, simple, and sweet. We don't want to, like I said, I don't want to make it overly complicated. So these are the 4 supplies you're going to need. Okay, so we're going to take away the scissors. We're going to put our scissors off to the side, and we are going to take our crochet hook. Not every scrunchie has it, but my scrunchie has an indent, so that's where I'm going to start with my chain on. So how I hold my hook is like this. Now you can hold it like this, you can hold it like this. If you're a lefty, you can hold it like that and like this. I am right hand dominated, and you might see me gripping it and stuff. I grip my projects a lot, and I know I'm not you don't need to, but I grip mine a lot. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If you see me holding it a certain way, this is just the way I hold it. I hold it a lot of ways. Sometimes I just switch up my hand movement. So we're going to be creating a slip knot. So how I create a slip, it looks like this. So you can either wrap it around your finger like I do and do the slip knot, or you can pull it, turn it, put your thumb in it, and pull it up. It's so many ways that you can do a slip knot, okay? This is just how I do my slip knot. I just wrap it around my finger. It's super convenient for me. It's so easy, and I don't have to worry about screwing up a simple slip knot. And then I just use my crochet hook to tighten it, and you should have a slip knot that looks like that or something like that, as long as it's a knot. So we're going to take the yarn that we're going to insert our hook. Let me redo it completely because I hate how it is. So we're going to have our hook underneath that indent, and then we're going to insert our yarn underneath. And I just have the yarn gently in between my index and this finger. And then I'm going to take my dominant hand, and I'm going to pull that underneath, to where I still have the yarn that I'm pulling from on the other side. So what you want to do is you want to yarn over again. You want to yarn over, and so when you yarn over, you should be making sure that the yarn over is still on the other side of the scrunchie while being on this side as well, meaning you're holding with your less dominant hand or whatever hand that you're not using, you want to make sure that you're holding it on the other side of the scrunchie, which is why you see me with the yarn in between these fingers again. So you want to hold it and you want to yarn over, meaning pull that through the loop, okay, like that. I'm weaving my ends in, meaning I just weave that little tail in, which it'll be sticking out, but it's okay, you can cut it. So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to make a single crochet, we are going to go underneath, and as you can see, I'm just taking my crochet hook and I'm putting it underneath. Now I'm going to grip it, so single crochet, you pull underneath it, and then you yarn over through both. You pull underneath and you pull through both loops. You go underneath, pull, pull, yarn over, pull through both loops. And so far it should look like that, something like that. And remember, we are doing single crochet, so it should, you know, have like a tighter stitch to it, because you're not doing like a double crochet or a half double crochet. Okay.
We're gonna do the same thing around the whole entire stitch.
So now we're at that chain. Now we're at that first stitch that we made. You can go into the first stitch that you made, or you can go into the second one. I'm choosing to go into the second stitch. And sometimes you just have to, sometimes it might be a little hard, but you just take your finger and kind of, you should start feeling it on the other side. Sometimes you got to work your way into that stitch. So you have you're going to yarn over. So you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull that loop through that stitch. And then you're going to pull this same loop that you just pulled through again through that last loop. And it should look like that. Now, you want to stop here, that is fine as well. If you just want to have a scrunchie that's just colorful, you know, that's really pretty as well. If you want to add
so we're gonna go into our next stitch and we're gonna yarn over again. We're gonna yarn over again. I'm gonna do 2, and then we're gonna go to our next one and we're gonna do 4. So we're gonna yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over again and pull through. And like I said, you're going to know because you have a gap. See that gap? You're going to put the crochet hook directly in that gap. And then you're going to pull the yarn that you're pulling from still, because it's still in your hand. It's still in your hand. You're going to pull that. Make sure your hook catches it. And sometimes you might have to turn your hook. You're going to pull that loop through. And then you're going to yarn over again. You're going to pull that through.
We're going to pause. But as you can see, we're starting to create that ruffle effect. Now, when that happens, when you get yarn, they get stuck. So I'm going to do an example. Let's say you get yarn and you went in but you accidentally split the yarn, meaning it looks like this, and you're like, why? You're like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, my project is ruined. Pause. Your project is not ruined. Your yarn just got caught, and you need to make sure that all of your yarn pulls through the loop. So easy fix. Step 1, figure out which stitch it is. Step 2, take your hook and pull the missing stitch through. So here the missing stitch would be, and I accidentally pulled my loop all the way out, but as you can see, this is the missing stitch. That's the stitch that's gonna make it, that was making it tight. Now with that being said, you can go ahead and pull through your last, because you will run into that problem. So you're gonna do another 3 half double crochet. We're gonna do another 3 half double crochet into the next stitch, and then for the next one you're gonna do 2 stitches, and do 2 stitches like that. And as you can see, our yarn is like disappearing, but I had pre-cut mine. Like I said, you could use brand new yarn or scrap yarn. This is what you would consider scrap yarn, even though it's pre-cut. The next one, we're gonna yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And then this very last stitch, you don't have to put something in it, but I'm gonna do 2 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet into that last one. Okay. Now that, you see how that just happened? This is perfect, and I didn't even mean to do that on purpose. This is what happens when you don't collect all your yarn on your hook, or you leave something. You have to make sure all, like the whole entire, you have to make sure the whole, and sometimes you could put, sometimes actually you just pull it up just to make it easier. Just pull that loop up, and perfect. Now I did chain 2. You can choose to slip stitch into this first one, because remember, you chained 1 and then you chained 2. You could slip stitch into this first one or the second one. I'm going to choose to slip stitch into this one. But slip stitch basically means you're going to finish the project off. So I'm going to do 1, 2. I'm going to slip stitch into the second one, meaning I'm going to put my crochet hook through that stitch like we would any other time, and I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to pull that through that first stitch, and then I'm going to pull it through that second stitch. You're going to take your crochet hook, go under whatever random stitch that you see or feel comfortable doing it with. You're going to just pull your yarn through that, and you're literally just going to do that until you have like really nothing left. Or instead of keep going, so like, you know, you don't have to keep going, you can just choose to cut it again. Yeah, just choose to cut it again. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you make a scrunchie. And like I said, it does not have to be perfect. Anybody who have a darning needle, you could sew it in there, but it would be easier to do it with the hook, especially if it's that short. But this is another way that your scrunchie could look if you just keep going. So that basically means I did 1 row, then I did this second row, as you guys can see, and then I did this 3rd row. So when you keep going, the more, like, the bigger your scrunchie will get. So until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Yeah.